Alright, welcome back to another episode of Lone Star Diecast Racing. This is Tommy T, and today we're doing another review called the Junkyard Dog Attack Track. And this was requested by a viewer for me to review this, so I'm going to do this for you, buddy. And we'll see how this turns out. So we're going to start off by just showing you just what there is right here. And you get one car, even though this is basically a two-player set, because this is actually considered a game, is what they call this. It's 1 to 2 player. And what's really neat is that it has a timer kind of wind-up thing on one end, and then it has a launcher on the other end, and you can play by yourself, or you can have another person launch one car, and then you launch the other car, and they crash, and they go into, I guess, the dog's mouth. And as you can see, there's like a piece of metal, which is basically a cubed up car. I guess when you go into here, this flies out. So let's turn this thing around and take a look. So, get it lined up here. Alright. So as you can see, this is what they call the timed launcher for one-player gaming. And then there is the car launcher, which you push the button, crashes into here. I looked at the box, and doesn't seem like it takes batteries, but I won't know until we open this thing up and see what this thing is all about. But this item came from 2005 year, I think. 2005, 2006. It says 2005 on the box, but sometimes some of the Hot Wheels stuff that I've picked up will say, 2021, new for 2022, and there's two different things on the box, but there's really no telling. But I'm just going to go ahead and just chalk this up. This it says 2005 on the box. That's how old this thing is. So, and let me see what else there is. Yeah, this is called the masher. So when the car goes in here, it pretends like it mashes the car and then shoots out a plastic block, which basically, looks like metal, and it flies out and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of neat. So let's get this thing opened up, set up, and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back, and now it's set up. So I had some technical difficulties with this thing because this, when I was trying to film it earlier, broke. But luckily I got this back together, so now it's working. And the foam that's in this thing, that's what makes it the timed release. I thought it was going to be something wind up, but when you push this down, the foam flattens out, and then when you let it go, the foam expands and then drops the car. So that's how you can do it one player. And then when you have two player, then you just have a buddy push that for you, and then the car goes down, and then this car here will launch here to T-bone that car into the dog's mouth, and then that little cube right there will shoot out a plastic block that looks like metal. And for instance, let me just go ahead and give you an idea. So you just pop that, and there comes that little brick, and that's about what it looks like. It's like a little, oh, there you go. You can see the grill of the car, or what it used to be. That's pretty cool. So what you do is you put the brick here, push it down, lock it in place. And then the dog's mouth also could shut too, but we'll see how that works. This track is kind of wonky. Probably not one of the best sets that I've reviewed, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll see what happens. But also, here's the car that you get. Get the zoom in, there you go. Kind of a neat looking car. I don't know what the name of it is, but let me see what it is. Overboard. Yeah, so that one's called Overboard. And here are the instructions. This is what the instructions look like back then. And then flip it around. Gives you content details on what's in there, what you get. And then you fold it out. And so you get number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on this page. And then I think 6 was on the, yeah, 6 is on the other page. And then you get 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it just kind of shows you how everything works. So those are the instructions. And we've already seen the box from the intro of the video, so we kind of already got an idea with that. So I guess without further ado, let's launch some cars and see if we can get the dog to bark. Well, it won't really bark, but you know what I mean. It's just a figure of speech. We push that down so that foam can stay flat. There we go, and then I'll get myself ready. Come on, car. You gonna launch? It's gonna take a minute. Well, didn't release the brick. Okay. Alright. Well, let's switch the cars. Let's put the Skyline here. And the Mustang here. Push that foam down again. Let that work. And this track here has some really weird sidewalls on them that make them a little taller. Yeah, see? There we go. Hey, there we go. Oh, and it landed back in the box. Oh, that's pretty cool. But it didn't T-bone. Let's see if we can get it to T-bone, man. Alright, dog's mouth open, car out. Alright, set the launcher back up. Let's go ahead and do the Skyline over here again. And we're going to squeeze this. Make sure it will launch eventually, because this is okay. It's not the best, but it kind of gets the job done for, you know, a little 1-player to 2-player toy set. Okay, and waiting for the car to drop. Got to time it just right. Is it gonna work? Up, it wants to. This launcher is not the greatest. Doesn't want to launch the car very well. Oh, whoops, made that jump. And of course, yeah, this thing falls apart real easy. Not the biggest fan of this set. Alright. Okay, put Mustang back here. Skyline here. And we're gonna let it drop. This launcher is just not the fastest. It really doesn't push the car very hard. Alright, you gonna drop? Well. But the brick didn't come out. See, this is... Yeah, see, that launcher is not launching the car hard enough to get the car where it needs to go. But we're going to keep trying until we get it right. So, the whole point of this video is just to have fun, right? Alright, let me get back over here and wait for this car to drop. Man, this is taking a long... that launcher is just terrible. Alright, so this is not going as planned. This is not one of the fun sets that I like, but we're gonna smash that down, get back over here. Let's try this one more time. If it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a 0 because I'm not really impressed with this track. Well, there's the T-bone, but it didn't launch the block. Well, alright folks, this is not one of my favorite sets. This is kind of a bust for me. I mean, it is, you know, from 2006, 2005, 2006. So it is an older track. Maybe the rubber band inside the launcher is bad, and it's just not launching the car just right. Because I figured it'd have a little bit more kick to it, so you could push that car in there and make that brick fly out. But it's cool for what it is. I will give it that. But, you know, out of a 9 out of 10 rating, I will give it the benefit of the doubt that if this set was newer, this would probably go, you know, a little bit better. You know, it would probably, you know, launch the car better. Because that rubber band is probably deteriorating. Because when I opened it up to fix it, it was not real springy. You know, it just didn't have a lot of stretch left into it. So, but if this was a newer track from today's time, and it was able to work properly, I would probably still give it a 5 out of 10. It's just not one of my favorites, but it's cool for what it is. I think you know, for kids, this would be a little bit more interesting for sure. But I really can't honestly recommend purchasing this unless you know, replace the rubber band and, you know, figure out why the dog is not launching the brick. But it's a fun set, I will say that. It was a lot of fun to mess with, but just something I wouldn't recommend, guys. So, well, without further ado, here's the box again. Let's go ahead and set that right there. That's what it looks like if you want to purchase this. I'm not going to be one of those guys that tells you don't do it, don't purchase it. I guess just buyer beware. You know, just know what you're getting into when it comes to older Hot Wheel tracks. Sometimes they're just not going to work like they did if they were brand new. And this is kind of the situation that I ran into with this set. I ordered this set and I wanted to give it a shot. And like I said, it was pretty much a miss for me. And that's pretty much all I got to say about this track. So this is my review of the Junkyard Dog Attack Track. And I hope you guys like it or dislike it, you know, however you guys want to go about it. But I just honestly don't like this track. So thanks, guys, for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, stay fast and stay cool. Good day.